What's going on, YouTube? The Colorado Regionals was last Sunday, and I'm finally able to get a chance to get you the deck profile I went with. I'm still running my Transmodify Fire Fist. I've changed them up a little bit over the format, so we'll go ahead and get right into it. First up, we're running two Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Dragons. Dragon is still by far one of the best opening moves you can have with the fire formations because he automatically sets a trap and he can be really helpful in his special summoning ability. Triple Bear. Bear does exactly what Bear does. He pops monsters, he sets the formation spells. That's all you need him for. Gorilla put in a lot of work for me because there are times I had Tensu on field and I would summon Gorilla. They'd have to waste that backfield on Gorilla, and then I was able to summon Wolfbark or Bear and get a plus that way. Caribou and Boar. These two did help me out a little bit, but this is probably where I'm going to look at changing the deck up a little bit. To Raven. Raven actually did a lot of work between Onslaught and Transmodify. Yesterday, he was sending me a lot of spells, getting me out of situations, so he was actually a really big help. To Swallow. Swallow's no targeting effect is still by far the reason that I like this card. He helped out a lot yesterday. And I'm probably going to look at dropping him to 1 because there were some times he just got clogged in the hand at 2. So I'm probably going to drop him to 1 even though that might hurt with the Transmodify plays. Triple Wolfbark. 1 card XZ, Tiger King, whatever you need. Pretty simple. The spells, triple Tenki, exactly what Tenki does, double Tensu, double summon. Gyoko put in a lot of work yesterday, was freezing opponent's backfield so I could get my plays off. Double Onslaught was helping me make my XZs and get certain plays off. Double Misty, back row hate. Double Lance gets Gorillas and Bears effects off, protects all my monsters. Transmodify for making Swallow out of the deck and getting pluses out of Raven. The traps, we have double Tensin. 1,000 bonus if they don't know it's there, which a lot of them weren't expecting this trap, so they walked right into it. Double Tenkin, the same thing. They walked right into this and minus themselves while I kept my monster on board. Triple Fiendish Chain. Effect negation, it really helped out a lot. Double Black Horn of Heaven, I'm probably going to look at taking this card out. It just wasn't as useful as I was hoping. The extra deck, we have triple Tiger King. Tiger King is the boss monster deck, sets the spells, skill drain type effect. Double Cardinal. Cardinal was probably the most important extra deck monster yesterday. He was constantly pulling me out of situations with his recycling ability and putting monsters or their graveyard setup back into their deck. Kieran, he actually won me a game against a Constellar player. Kagatushi, he's the maestro of this deck. Cowboy, it's Cowboy. Abyss Dweller, Diamond Dyer, Still Some Roach. Didn't go into him at all. 104, this was supposed to be 101, but I couldn't get a hold of one. Daigusto Emerald. To help recycle my Wolfbarks if I need. Black Rose, I didn't get a Black Rose anyone. I was close on a Girgia player, but he bookmooned my Boar. And 1 Crimson Blighter. Helps in the Mermail matchup. Sideboard, we have 1D Fissure. This was probably the sideboard I saw the most out of everything, and it actually helped a lot in certain duels. Gyoko and Yoko, I sided this in for any back row heavy decks, and then I sided this in on Frogs. Light Imprisoning Mirror, Bujin Hate, Constellar Hate, Mind Crush, anything that searches hate. Prohibition, I'm probably looking at taking this out for Close Forest, even though it did put in a little bit of work yesterday. DNA Surgery, I didn't really see prophecies or anything that this really hurt, so I didn't get a chance to side it in. Double Maxi, I'm looking at taking this out. Maxi just wasn't useful yesterday. And then Double Retort, this will also probably come out. It just wasn't helping as much as I was hoping. So, that being said, guys, I ended up taking 61st overall with the deck out of 256, which actually isn't all that bad. So, I'm fairly pleased with how the deck performed. And just to go over my matches real quick, round 1 was against Ghost Tricks. I really wasn't prepared for Ghost Tricks, so I ended up losing that match in 2 just because he had everything to set my monsters and I just couldn't gain field presence. So that was a bummer, but oh well. Round 2 was against a 60-card Cyber deck, and it wasn't the new Cyber Dragons or anything like that. It was just this weird Cyber Dragon deck. So I easily 2-0'd it. Round 3 was Mermails. We went into time right as game 3 started, and on turn 3 I ended up OTKing him for the win. Round 4 was Infernities. I beat him pretty easily game 1, and then game 2, he didn't go off on his first turn, so I went into Cardinal, put all his setup back, and played D-Fissure, and he was done from there. Round 5 was Geargias. I ended up 2-0'ing him. He just seemed to have really problems getting going, and I was having no problems. Round 6 was Frogs, and Jinzo just stole the games from me. It seemed both times I opened up a lot of backfield game 2 and 3, so I set a bunch of my traps, and then Jinzo came out, and I was like, well, I'm pretty much done. Round 7 was a Constellar. He was a little kid playing Constellars, and I pretty handily killed him, although it did take me 3 games. Round 8 was actually the dad of the kid playing Constellars as well, and I ended up losing to him. So the overall record was 5 and 3. So it fared pretty well. I'm going to be making some changes up to the deck, and after I playtest for a little while longer, I'll get you guys a new deck profile. As always, this is Jason Dragonbane. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.